I'm someone who had major nerve damage, major neuropathy. I had a vitamin B12 deficiency to the point where I thought I was gonna die. I was almost in a wheelchair and I thought I was gonna die. So here are some of the symptoms that I had. Brain fog. Weakness.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
Dizziness. Pins and needles. Difficulty breathing. Muscle twitching. Heart palpitations. Balance issues. Blurry eyesight. Tingling. Memory loss. Vertigo. Brain inflammation. Anhidrosis.
Jafar, can you hurry up? I'm dying in here.
Pain in my limbs. Pounding headache for months at a time, especially upon standing. Gastroparesis. Polyps on my tongue. Shaky hands. Dry skin. Dry hair. And so with all of that, here are some of the things that I tried in order to heal myself. Doctor's medications. Colloidal silver IVs. Tonics. Nasty antiviral herbal concoctions. Zappers. Hyperbaric oxygen chambers.
I am your father.
Enemas. Tons and tons of supplements. Ointments and creams. Acupuncture. Car saunas, regular saunas, infrared saunas. Chiropractors, lots of them. Atlas orthogonists, faith healers.
Bam, bam, bam.
Essential oils. Eating garlic by the cloves, amongst tons of other things. Okay, so after trying all of those things, here's what worked. And I guarantee you, these three things, if you do these three things, you're gonna improve drastically. I promise you, I promise you. So these three things are, number one, eat healthy. Then go on an extended fast. So the second thing would be to fast. And then the third thing would be vitamin B12 injections or vitamin B12 shots. Start with vitamin B12 injections or vitamin B12 shots, because especially if you have a severe vitamin B12 deficiency or severe nerve damage, neuropathy, definitely I would recommend to start on the injections, vitamin B12 injections, because your body has a long way to go to catch up. There's gonna be a lot of damage there, and it'd be good to just flood your system. So like right away, I would start, if you know that you have that now and it's severe, and you've got symptoms just all over the place, and weakness, tingling, pins and needles, memory issues, all of that, heart palpitations, can't breathe, I would definitely, at that point, definitely get on vitamin B12 injections. That was the case for me and my story, and that was the case for countless other people that I've talked to. So that's what I recommend. If you do not have a severe deficiency or severe nerve damage at this point, then I'm gonna make another video on what I would recommend for that. But this is for if you're severe, if you have tons of symptoms and you don't know what to do and you don't know where to start, this is where I would start. Eat healthy. Get all of the vitamins, the nutrients, everything you need, get that inside of your body. So eat lots of fruits and vegetables, mostly vegetables. Eat the rainbow, and what I mean by that is eat lots of different colors, because with different colors come different nutrients that are vital to the health of your body. So eat a wide variation of healthy foods, eat what comes from the earth, and then once you've stored up those reserves, got that your storage full of vitamins and nutrients that your body can work with, the building blocks for your body, then go on an extended fast. So the second thing would be to fast. And I don't mean just fast for one meal. I mean fast for 3 days, fast for 5 days, a week, even fast 3 weeks, 21 days. Go on an extended fast. That will help so much. I'll put a card where you can see another video that will explain more the benefits of fasting, but real quick, fasting gives your body a break. It allows your body to heal itself, where it doesn't have to spend the energy to digest food. We take so much energy to digest food that it's better for healing purposes if our bodies can spend that energy instead searching all throughout where does healing need to take place. Fasting also just cleanses our system, it cleanses our temple. So it's gonna clean out anything that doesn't belong in our bodies and at the same time allow our body's energy to go through and see what needs fixing, what needs healing, and make that happen. So the first thing would be to load up on vitamins and nutrients through food, organic food from the earth. And then the second thing would be to go on an extended fast. And then the third thing would be vitamin B12 injections or vitamin B12 shots. I'm not gonna stick myself with a needle. I just stabbed myself and it didn't hurt.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
My life has been anything but normal. My dad was a missionary pilot, and that's what took us to Haiti. My mom was a teacher. We moved there when I was 5 years old. Growing up overseas gives one a unique perspective on life. For instance, I can get through international airports, but I had no idea how to work a simple lawnmower. In 2010, a devastating earthquake hit the nation of Haiti. It just caused so much damage in Port-au-Prince, the surrounding areas. Hundreds of thousands of people died. It affected everybody. Literally everyone knew somebody who passed away during that time. I survived that earthquake, not knowing that 7 years later I was going to have another event that would literally rock my world. One summer morning, I woke up to what I thought was a stroke. My right leg was suddenly weak, like really weak, and I was sweaty, I was confused. And then all of a sudden my left leg goes a little bit weak and I am wondering what's happening. I had work later that morning, so I swung my legs out of bed and labored towards the bathroom and got in the shower. But the whole time I was like really afraid that my legs would completely give out. While I was in the shower, I suddenly felt my arms get weak too. Literally had no idea what was going on. I was very naive about medical conditions at that point. I did end up going to work later that morning, but I continued to feel worse and worse. I was tutoring a kid from South Korea. I was feeling hot, I was feeling dizzy, I was feeling confused, I was feeling sweaty, and I could feel myself just getting worse and worse a little bit by little bit. And so what I did, he didn't see it, but I wrote down my brother's phone number so that he could, in case if I ended up collapsed on the floor or something terrible happened to me, then my South Korea kid could call my brother to come get me. I didn't know what else to do in that moment. I literally thought I had a stroke, but from my limited knowledge, I thought, okay, wait, don't strokes just happen on one side of the body? Why is this affecting both sides of the body? Soon after, I ended up in the ER. Something was wrong, definitely wrong. And thus began the long road of seeing doctor after doctor after doctor. CT scan with contrast, perfect. MRI of brain, neck, and spine with contrast, perfect. $2,000 blood test, perfect. But I was not perfect. I was not even close, and I was getting worse. My symptoms declined basically at the same rate every single day. It never took a day off. It was every single day. And by the way, I was ignorant at the time that simple blood tests do not cover everything. They don't check for everything. I thought they would, especially if they're going to charge you $2,000 for it, but they do not. You have to get a specialized test to check your B12. In total, I saw about 30 doctors. Medical doctors, nurses, nurse practitioners, chiropractors, naturopaths, yet none of them told me about a vitamin B12 deficiency. None. So after seeing about 30 doctors and getting nowhere, just getting more broke and getting more sick, I decided to take matters into my own hands. Side note, I broke my elbow in 2 places during this whole ordeal because I decided to go roller skating with friends. And the reason I decided to go roller skating with friends was because I wasn't sure how much longer I would be able to do things like that. I didn't know how much longer I had until I was in a wheelchair. So, yeah, going through this whole B12 deficiency, and then I ended up falling and breaking my elbow and back to the doctors. Yes! Back to my story. Seeing that I was getting nowhere with doctors, I was spending more time in the office filling out paperwork than I was actually spending time with the doctor to try to figure out what was wrong. It was basically diagnose and adios, because all they would do is spend maybe 3 minutes with me, maybe if I was lucky, and didn't really feel that they cared. I felt like 2 or 3 actually cared.
I'm a mammal that cares.
But out of 30, like, come on, what are you in that profession for? It got to a point where it was ridiculous. So I'm like, okay, I stopped seeing doctors altogether. My mental processing was also getting worse at the time. I mean, it got to a point where, like, I'm not even sure if I can remember my brother's name. And it was like things that I knew, I couldn't recall them, I couldn't remember them.
My name is Jason Bourne.
I was also constantly dizzy. I was dizzy for 3 months straight, like not even a second of a break, like 3 months straight. And sometimes at night my head would be pounding and it would increase the dizziness, and it was like the room was just wobbling. It was just wobbling the whole time, and it's so annoying and so scary, especially after 3 months. It's like, is this ever gonna go away? There's a point that I heard about fasting and the benefits of fasting. I mean, I'm up for anything at this point, so I gave it a try. And the first time I did it, I went on a 6-day water fast. By day two, my dizziness lifted. Wasn't dizzy anymore. All of a sudden, I just woke up and I'm like, whoa, why is the room not spinning? It's always spinning. Why is it not spinning anymore? And it was like insane. I'm like, what? That's all it took? Yeah, I mean, if you research fasting, if you do it properly, there are so many benefits to it. I came across so many testimonies. It was definitely worth a try and worth it. My thinking was that I wanted to reset my body, start over. So I did lots of fasts. I did a 6-day fast, I did a 10-day fast, 11-day fast, a 21-day fast, and even a 33-day fast. All just water fasts. And during those times, like, wasn't as hungry as you would think you would be, but I mean, it's definitely difficult, and you get bored because, like, you want to eat food. Food is like so fun, and you miss it. But I felt like a lot of my sports injuries like clearing up. I felt just a lot of things kind of correcting themselves within my body. But the one thing that wasn't fixing itself was my nerves and just the incremental decline every single day. So fasting wasn't the answer to that. So, okay, now we gotta figure that out, right? I'm up for trying a lot of different things. So here we go. Here are some of the things that I tried. Infrared saunas, zappers, hyperbaric oxygen chambers, faith healers,
Bam, 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 bam.
an Atlas orthogonal, acupuncture. The infrared saunas got to be too expensive, so car saunas. So basically, I would park my car in the sun in Dallas in the summer, keep the windows up, and sit inside and sweat my face off for as long as I could handle it.
Jafar, can you hurry up? I'm dying in here.
Saunas have a lot of benefits, so I gave it a shot, but it was not helping this particular thing. After trying all these things, nothing was happening. I was still getting worse. So then my next thought was, okay, maybe I have a virus embedding itself in my nerves, and I'm gonna have to just attack that thing and just go at it. And that led me to load up on antivirals. Load up is an understatement. Antiviral herbal concoction, huge jars of like the nastiest liquid you would ever consume. Colloidal silver IVs, more saunas. I ate garlic by the cloves, not the bulbs, not the single bulb, but by the clove. I would chop it up and mix it with honey, consume it. Whew. So after trying all of these different things, I was still getting worse every day. So I figured that's it. I'm dead. I don't know what else to do. There's literally nothing else I can do until vitamin B12. So if none of the 30 doctors could tell me about a vitamin B12 deficiency, then who could? Well, that's where my dad came in. My dad was praying one morning, and he walks really close with God, and he felt impressed by God to send me back to Haiti to have, it's a long story, but the kids that I was helping, the kids that I've known for a while, to have them pray over me. He wanted to send me back to Haiti, have them pray over me, and he just felt like I'd find the answer then. So I'm thinking, that's insane, because I don't even want to go through an airport. I'm getting weaker every day. My arms are getting like harder to lift up, and it's like, come on, this is gonna be a waste. Honestly, that was going through my head. He said he would pay for it, and that if I didn't feel well to continue there, just come on back. So I agreed to go. I brought like 3 shirts, and I didn't even bring my computer because I'm like, I don't want to have to lift it out of my bag at the airport. It's one more thing to lift. And so, yep, a couple shirts because I'm like, I'm not going to be here very long. So, little faith, right? So I get to Haiti. I have a bunch of kids that I knew, had them pray over me, and said thank you, and didn't think much of it because this has been over a year of like trying all of these different things and nothing working, and I'm like, okay, I'm done. Like, I'm not gonna find it. I'm not gonna find what's wrong with me. So, however, the next day I ended up eating lunch with a friend, and he said, he asked about my symptoms and everything and how my health was, and I explained it to him, and he said, hey, I was going through some of those things, not to the degree you are, but I was feeling numbness and tingling and some weakness in my limbs, and one of my doctors here in Haiti told me to check out vitamin B12, and so I'm like, it's not a vitamin deficiency because I eat clean, I eat perfectly healthy, and I ate a wide variety of healthy foods, all the different colors, and yeah, I've got my vitamins. It's okay, bro. But he's like, no, vitamin B12, you get that. You don't get that from plants. You don't get that. You get it from certain meats. That caused me to think a little bit because I haven't digested meat well for years. So I was like, okay, maybe there's something to this. Instead of going to get another test, I'm like, okay, they'll either show me that I have vitamin B12 deficiency or that I'm fine with my vitamin B12. So I decided just to get on the supplements like right away. It's a water-soluble vitamin, so it's not gonna hurt me in any way. So I get on the sublingual supplements and I have them under my tongue, absorb them, and you know, a day goes by, another day goes by, another day goes by. I'm like, okay, chalk that one up. Another thing that doesn't work, right? But I still have the bottle left of vitamin B12, so I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna finish it and then we'll move on to the next thing, right? But by day 4, I get up and I'm like, I notice my limbs are not weaker than the day before, and that was the first time in over a year my limbs were not weaker than the day before. And then throughout the day, I felt it get a little stronger. I'm like, what? That doesn't happen to me. I've tried so many different things. And nothing worked. And now I'm taking a little stupid vitamin B12 sublingual, and that's what's helping? Really? Really? I was frustrated. I was like, why am I getting better? I was frustrated at the doctors, and I was frustrated that it was so simple. It was really the stupidest thing ever. So I'm like, okay, now I've wasted a year plus of my life when I could have just been on vitamin B12, but okay, I guess I'm glad I'm getting better. There's that. So I continued with the sublingual, and I felt like I had to take a lot of it for it to make an impact on me. I probably swallowed too much as opposed to letting it absorb sublingually. That is a difficult word to say. So apparently my stomach would just not absorb vitamin B12, and the sublingual was having some impact for sure, but I wasn't getting better to the degree that I thought I should be, and that I wanted to, and that I knew I could. There's something in me, I knew I could improve a lot. Because I was probably a month or 2 from being in a wheelchair. I was just getting so laborious. Getting up off the couch or getting out of a car is like hard. I'm like, okay, this sucks. I'm just gonna sit down all day because it's hard. But then there was one more option with vitamin B12 that was presented to me, and at first I'm like, no way. I know myself. There is no way I am going to stab myself with a needle and inject vitamin B12 directly into my bloodstream. That's not happening. I cannot do that. How am I supposed to stick a sharp object through my flesh? I can't do that. There's no way. I mean, it's scary even when a trained professional does it. I can't do it to myself. No way. Not doing it. But there's no way I want to keep living with these symptoms.
False. Master's my friend. You don't have any friends. I'm not listening.
I just want to get better. I want to walk normal again. I want to run again. I want to play sports again. I want to be normal again. I want to have my life back. I don't want to have to worry anymore. I want to live again.
Please! I want to live again! I want to live again!
Okay. It's decided. Because I cannot go to a clinic and pay all this money to get one injection or get a group of injections for a lot more money. It's not possible. So I have to get the vitamin B12 solution myself and inject myself. That is literally the only option. It's decided then. Out come the needles. Got me some vitamin B12 solution, methylcobalamin, and filled up the needle, the syringe, and went to inject myself for the first time.
And here we go.
Breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not gonna stick myself with a needle. Okay. Breathe again. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Stick. Wait. What? That didn't actually hurt. That didn't hurt. What the heck? I thought sticking a needle in myself would hurt. It didn't hurt. I just stabbed myself and it didn't hurt. Okay. This isn't so hard. I gave my nerves the nourishment they need, and that's all it took. I was literally feeling so much better within a week or two.
We told him to go away. And away he goes, precious.
Honestly, it brought me back to life. I was back lifting weights, working out, playing sports, coaching, got my job back. It brought me back to life. And now I want to help you get your life back. Let's do this.
Okay.
You good?
Yes, I'm good.
B12, be you, live your life. Let's go!
This product is only $4 per injection, which is less than the amount of gas money it would take you to drive to the injection clinic. CVS sells their vitamin B12 injections for $35 a stick. Ouch! And they're on the cheap end of the spectrum. You might as well have the physician inject the B12 into your spine because it's like you're getting stabbed in the back. The vitamin B12 that CVS sells is synthetic, man-made, with additives and preservatives, which makes it more difficult for our bodies to process. So you're not only paying for the synthetic B12, you're also paying for the gas to drive to the clinic, the time it takes to get there, the physician fees, and other pretty things in the store that we inevitably buy upon sight. $4, $35. You don't have to be a marathoner to know that's gonna save you a lot of money in the long run. But our vitamin B12 has no additives, no fillers, it's just pure, all-natural vitamin B12. Our B12 vial contains a minimum of 40 injections. That's nearly a year's supply if you have a major deficiency, and over 3 years supply if you only inject once a month. That's a lot of B12. This enables you to make a single purchase and then not have to worry about it again for a very long time. Our vitamin B12 has no additives, no fillers, it's just pure, all-natural vitamin B12. So, if you're a human being with nerve issues, get the vitamin supplement that will heal your nerves completely. I'm living proof of it. And the beauty of this vitamin B12 is that it's produced and manufactured in Europe, which keeps costs low and quality high. We ship through Royal Mail and will provide a tracking number upon purchase, so you can see where your package is along the way. If for whatever reason this supplement doesn't work for you, then we'll reimburse you half of your payment. No questions asked. Keep the entire bottle, it's all yours. All we ask is that you just tell us in a few sentences what your vitamin B12 deficiency experience has been like. Patch up your wires, heal your nerves, and get that electricity back to your organs so that they can work properly. Vitamin B12 has healed thousands upon thousands of people. Here's what they have to say. And last of all, there's me. I had a vitamin B12 deficiency that nearly killed me. I was looking at being in a wheelchair within a month, and I would have died within a year. But thanks to this vitamin B12 product, I'm now living my life again.
And now I'm here to help you get healthy. B12, be you, and get your electricity back.
I've been watching you.
When I was going through my vitamin B12 deficiency, I couldn't find anyone to turn to, anyone that had answers. I went to 30 doctors, none of them had any answers. I searched everywhere online, I couldn't find anything. And so my purpose is to create a place online and to create a product online where people can come to that has all the information that they need, has a product that is actually affordable and is pure and all natural and actually gets the job done. Because I saw so many different physicians. Once I figured out on my own that I had a vitamin B12 deficiency, then I had to find the correct vitamin B12 product that would actually heal my body. So I tried a lot of different supplements, oral, sublingual, finally got on injections, and then I came across this vitamin B12 product, and this is the one that healed me. Within 2 weeks, it was a really quick healing. But it took over a year and a half to figure all this out, and I don't want anyone to go down that road. I don't want anyone to face what I faced, to have their symptoms just become so big and so far down the road. I don't want them to have to go down that road. I want them, to catch it early, and that's my goal here. And so that's why I've created this product, and I'm here to help you. I'm here to save you from your health deteriorating, and I want to see you get healthy as fast as possible so you can get back to your life and get back to doing what you're supposed to do. Okay, hi everybody. I'm going to show you guys how I do the vitamin B12 injections on myself. What I use is the methylcobalamin. This one I have not added the saline solution yet, but this one I have, and I've covered it so that the light does not touch it, so that it doesn't degrade, so that it's at its highest potency. But what I do is I'll just open up the cap to make it ready, and then take my alcohol swab, and then I just clean the area that I'm going to inject in. Just let that dry a little bit. Then take your syringe and fill it to as much as you need personally. You're gonna have to test that out on yourself. It could take a little time, but I found what works for me. So it's there, but I've got to get rid of the air pocket, so I'm just gonna tap it a little bit. And usually I do this in the dark, or just a darkened room, but you guys won't be able to see. So yeah, so now the air pocket has reached the top, so I'm just gonna squeeze this just gently. It's hard doing it at this angle. Usually I do it at a different angle. But yep, okay. So I've squeezed the air pocket out from the top, so now I'm not injecting air into my system. Just straight up vitamin B12. Then I go back to the spot, the area that I cleaned. Pinch it together a little bit. Relax. And then just put it in. Boom. And then I'll take the alcohol swab and just go over the area again. Then cap You're not supposed to cap it like this. You're supposed to actually cap it, like put this part on the desk and then slide it in. But this isn't my normal routine of where, the location where I do it. So I'm just doing it so you guys can see the process. And yeah, put all your toys away and you're good to go. This will last me at least another 4 or 5 days. But I'm feeling like I need less and less of it the more I do it. So that's great. And I'm feeling so much better, you guys. I'm serious. If you're having nerve issues, I would definitely try this. I thought it was an insane idea as well. But I've literally tried so many different things that I'm like, okay, I'll try this. It could be the thing that I'm missing. And lo and behold, it was. So I'm so glad that I did, and now I'm back working and playing sports and loving life again. So yeah, I wish the absolute same for you, and God bless. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mark Williams, and I'm that vitamin B12 injection guy, because it's worth a shot.
Stop it!
Alright, today I'm going to talk about folate.
It's never too late to learn about folate.
Folate is essential for brain function, for red blood cell production, for amino acid metabolism, and for DNA synthesis. Vitamin B12, B6, and B9 work together to control blood levels of the amino acid homocysteine. High levels of homocysteine are associated with heart disease. And because folate, vitamin B9, is so integral to the way vitamin B12 works that they need each other. So if you're consuming a lot of vitamin B12 through supplements or through injections, if you don't have enough folate to go along with that, the vitamin B12 injections really won't be that powerful or effective. So my goal is to make your vitamin B12 injections or your vitamin B12 shots as effective as possible. So in order for that to happen, we have to make sure our folate levels are also high enough where it can be effective. Because I just don't want us to think that we can just do vitamin B12 injections, vitamin B12 shots, and then we're good to go. Like, that'll just cure everything. And that's not the case necessarily. That will definitely help your vitamin B12 deficiency, but it might not cure it if we don't have enough folate to go along with it, or if our blood sugar levels are just sky high, if we're eating a lot of junk food, if we're not sleeping well, then the vitamin B12 injections won't be nearly as effective as they could be. So I want us to make sure that, yes, let's get our vitamin B12, but at the same time, like, we have to make sure these other things are in place in order for that vitamin B12 to be super effective and to get our body back to 100%. Foods that contain folate: asparagus, Brussels sprouts, broccoli, spinach, leafy greens, peas, avocados. See a pattern here?
Because I'm green, isn't it?
Bell peppers, citrus fruits, nuts and seeds, papaya, bananas, legumes, eggs, beets, beef liver, wheat germ. So not only are these foods rich in folate, but they also contain other nutrients and vitamins that will improve your body's overall health. So how do you get a folate deficiency? One way is that you don't eat enough foods that contain folate. So your leafy greens, your citrus fruits, your legumes, your beans. So if you're not eating enough of these things, then it's definitely possible that you could end up with a folate deficiency. Another way is if you drink a lot of alcohol. Alcohol can affect our intestines to the point where we're just not as easily able to absorb folate. So that's definitely another potential cause. And then another cause would be that your small intestine just isn't working properly the way it should be. People with celiac disease can experience this, where they're just not able to absorb nutrients such as folate. Okay, so how do you treat a folate deficiency? So the first thing I would do, eat a lot of leafy greens, green vegetables, try to consume it the natural way, through foods, get your vitamins that way. If that doesn't work, then I would switch to a supplement that you swallow, see if that works. If that doesn't work, then I would move to a sublingual, underneath your tongue, supplement that you absorb into your bloodstream underneath your tongue. If that doesn't work, then I would move to injections. So I would start with the most natural, least invasive way possible, and then just progressively move towards injections and see if any of those things work along the way. All right, I hope this helps you understand a little bit more about folate. Just remember, it's never too late to learn about folate. See you next time.
Oh my god.
That looks so cool though, like with the light reflecting off the water.
Look at this.
Is that one? That one's sunshine. But how cool is this? I was literally talking to Salem about like, have you seen any starfish? And then, boom, about an hour later, we're looking down and we see starfish. Look how big that is.
Wow.
Oh my god. Dang.
He said, he was like, it's big.
Wait, hold that one up. That is huge.
That'll be Mark's.
Oh my gosh. That's SpongeBob. That one's SpongeBob. We named it Sunshine, which is cool because the sun is also a star. Here we are. Oh, get up. Everything. Where you at?
No, I haven't found some crazy elixir with vitamin B12 taken from the tentacles of starfish in the depths of the ocean that will cure everyone of all their ailments 100%. Although, who knows, maybe that's a thing, I don't know. But what I do know is that if I did not start on vitamin B12 injections when I did, I would be dead. I would not be experiencing the beauty of Haiti, the ocean, and finding starfish right now. I mean, I was nearly in a wheelchair before vitamin B12 injections, so I would not be doing backflips off a water trampoline in the middle of the Caribbean Ocean without them. Vitamin B12 injections gave me my life back, pure and simple. I was on a downward health spiral for over a year, and when I got on the vitamin B12 injections, I was healed within about 2 weeks. So my goal here is to give you your life back. I got my life back, I want to give you your life back. You can get better. You can get healthy. And if you think you would like to give vitamin B12 injections a shot, then contact me through the website listed below.
Get your vitamin B12, BU.
What happens when you stick this electric wire in this bucket of water? Nothing, because there's no electricity. And you know who else sucks at conducting electricity? You do. Unlike this wire, your problem is not the lack of electricity. Your problem is that the electricity leaks out. So when the power lines inside of our bodies, aka our nerves, start to break down, then the electricity isn't able to be conducted to our organs to allow them to work properly. And when your nerves stop, you'll no longer be able to think, to breathe, to feel, to poop. You'll need a cane to get around, then a wheelchair soon after. You'll need magnesium pills to make your digestion flow, photos and note cards for your amnesia, stabilizers for your balance issues, thicker glasses to help you see, a blower to get rid of your brain fog, a respirator to help you breathe, and then a grave to hold your electricity-less deceased carcass. Too far? Deaths due to B12 deficiencies go up every single year. The good news is that this electricity conduction problem with your nerves is easily solved by healing the covering around your nerves, the myelin sheath, and the vitamin that does this is B12. Introducing B12 BU's all-natural pure methylcobalamin, vitamin B12. This will seal up your nerves like great white sharks on a South African beach. Vitamin B12 aids in myelin sheath function and nerve regeneration. It is also required for proper red blood cell formation and DNA synthesis. And the beauty of this vitamin B12 is that it's produced and manufactured in Europe, which keeps costs low and quality high. Most of us, my story starts the day I was born. My dad is a missionary pilot, and that's what brought us to Haiti. Now, I absolutely loved growing up in Haiti. A lot of experiences you can have in places like Haiti that you just can't have in the States. Things were definitely tougher, harder, but I felt like going through some of these things caused us to have deeper relationships, deeper friendships. I would not exchange my time in Haiti for anything. I absolutely loved it. As a young adult, I led a youth group for several years, and I had some of the best times in my life with that youth group. I've never seen kids as hungry for God as they were. And now that they're adults, many of them are doing some amazing things for God. Now I'm back teaching at the school that I grew up in. It's roughly about 280 students total from pre-K to 12th grade. It's American accredited, very fun atmosphere, very good school. I've noticed one common thread. I like sports, stories, working with kids, and Haiti.
Savannah, I'm coming home. Savannah, we'll never be alone. Savannah, the beauty of the world. Savannah, let's all take a walk. Savannah.
Number 2 was a vitamin B12 deficiency health scare that made me think that I was gonna die. I've already made a video about that, so you can check out that link in the description.
We'll never be alone, Savannah.
I've been playing sports, creating stories, working with kids, living in Haiti for almost my whole life. And after those 2 near-death experiences, that's when I know that I'm committing my life to these things. So here's what I do. I teach middle school math, I coach volleyball, I do English lessons, I've helped lead youth groups, I make short films for ministries and organizations, I write screenplays, and I invest in the lives of orphans.
All right, you guys know what that is? You know what that is? That is a 5K time right there, 23 minutes, 17 seconds. We come out here every single Sunday morning. We run. I've decided to run a 5K every single Sunday morning. And this is what I was doing this morning. When I was at the peak of my vitamin B12 deficiency, if I had to run a 5K, I would have ran that probably in 2.5 hours, because someone would have been pushing my wheelchair at that pace, because I was not going to be running. I was going to be walking for maybe a half a lap, and then after that, definitely a wheelchair. So now I'm up, I'm going, I'm active every single day, and this is awesome. Let's go, guys. I know you can do it. Let's push, let's go.
What has your vitamin B12 deficiency experience been like? What I want, what my dream is for this channel is that every single person who comes across this channel with a vitamin B12 deficiency or neuropathy, nerve damage, anyone who comes across this channel to be fully healed in their bodies. And I don't have all the information, you don't have all the information, but together we have a ton of information and we can help each other out. We have tons of experience, stories, testimonies, and knowledge and wisdom that we can share with each other. What I would love is that if you could share your experience with the rest of us so that we could learn from each other. If you could go ahead and just type it out in the comment section below and just share your story. That way, someone might be going through the exact same thing that you're going through, or vice versa. And it just helps when you know someone else has been there and you're able to learn from them, or you're able to help them. And that's what this channel, that's what this community is all about. So go ahead and share your story with us. Also, if you would like to send me a video recording of yourself sharing your testimony, sharing your story of your vitamin B12 deficiency, please send it to me. I'll post it here, make it public, and I just want to create an ecosystem where we're all helping each other get healthy, fully healed, back to living the lives that we're called to live, back to living our purpose. So thank you very much for watching. God bless. Look, I'm here because when I had a vitamin B12 deficiency, I wish that there was a YouTube channel or something that I could have come across that would have saved me a lot of heartache, a lot of hassle, and a lot of time. Because when I had the deficiency, my symptoms were getting worse every single day, tangibly, physically. So time was something I knew was running out. None of the 30 doctors that I saw told me about vitamin B12, so I had to figure it out a different way. And you can watch my story here to see what that's all about. But I'm here to save you money, and I'm here to save you time. When I first found out that I had a vitamin B12 deficiency, I started on the supplements, on the sublinguals, and those helped. And then I started going to clinics and getting injections. Those helped too, but not to the degree that I thought they would. And I was paying about $40, $50 per injection, so I'm like, there's no way that I can sustain this. So this vitamin B12 product that I'm selling, that's the one I'm still currently using and will be using for the rest of my life. It's pure, all natural, methylcobalamin, vitamin B12. So if you're interested in ordering it, go ahead and click on the link below. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Mark Williams, and I am someone who had severe neuropathy, severe nerve damage, and it came from a vitamin B12 deficiency, but I healed it, and I just want to share my story with you guys. There's something that I want to bring up that I just want to clarify about. In my case, because I had a severe deficiency, it was way better for me to start with the B12 injections, with the vitamin B12 shots. Because when you're so deficient, you have a long way to catch up, a long way for your nerves to go in order to work properly, in order to function properly. So in the cases of severe deficiency, especially with the fact that vitamin B12 is a water-soluble vitamin, there's really nothing to lose. It's worth a shot, pun intended, of just trying it. Just try to see if that's actually gonna help your nerves get better, especially if you have a very severe deficiency. But if you're just starting out, if you're just starting to feel some neuropathy, if you just have a little bit of tingling, or if you feel like your mind isn't working how it once did, just a little bit, or just forgetting little things, or little pins and needles, or tingling, maybe a little weakness, if you're just starting out with this nerve damage, then I would say definitely start off with a supplement. Just start with a supplement you can swallow and try that for a week. And if you don't feel any different, if you don't see your symptoms getting any better, or that the decline has stopped, then at that point, that's when I would try sublinguals. So then I'd go to the kind where you put the tablet underneath your tongue, the vitamin B12 tablet underneath your tongue, so that it can dissolve and then absorb it into your bloodstream that way. Okay, and then I try that for a week, every single day. And if there's no improvement that way, then like if your symptoms are still getting worse, if you're still feeling the tingling, the pins and needles, all of that, if you have the brain fog, the memory issues, whatever it is, whatever, because it all surfaces in a different way with each different individual. But if those are not getting better, if they're continuing to decline, definitely, then I would progress to the vitamin B12 injections. But again, if your neuropathy is not that bad and it's just starting, definitely start with the easiest thing, the least invasive thing, which is just swallowing a supplement, and then progress from there. However, if you have a severe vitamin B12 deficiency or just severe neuropathy or nerve damage in general, then I would definitely start off right away, ASAP, get on vitamin B12 injections or vitamin B12 shots and see how that affects you. See if that will make you better. There's literally nothing to lose. You can only get better or stay the same. So it's worth a shot, and that's my recommendation. After everything that I went through, that is 100% my recommendation. And the people I've talked to within group chats or face-to-face, they would recommend the same thing. So if you have a different experience, I would please love to know about it. I'd love to hear about it. Please share it with the rest of us. If you have more wisdom to give on this topic, please, by all means. This is a channel where I want every single person who comes across this channel to get fully healed of their nerve damage, of their neuropathy, of their vitamin B12 deficiency. So I don't know all of the information, you don't know all of the information, but together we know a lot, and we can accomplish a lot by sharing our stories, sharing our testimonies, sharing our knowledge. And so if you have any further insight, please comment below, please share with us, even send me a video and I'll post it publicly for us all to see. Like, I just want a place, a safe place where we can discuss these things, and I want to see people get better, and I don't want to see people ripped off. I don't want to see people taken advantage of because, oh, you're vitamin B12 deficient? Okay, we're going to charge you $55 per injection. Like, that's insane. That's ridiculous. So I sell my injections for $4, less than $4 per injection. And those injections can last you for a week to a month, even a few months, depending on where you're at and how your body is. So again, please share any information, share your stories. We'd love to hear about it. Thank you very much. And since I've been healed from my deficiency, I've been able to come back to the country of Haiti, where I teach at a local school and I serve at an orphanage and just do a lot of different things that one does when they're in a third world country. in order to serve the people and help the country move forward. So what I'm asking is that if you feel the desire to donate so that I don't have to work odd jobs, part-time jobs, summer jobs, and distract from the focus of being able to just simply be here and simply to serve. These things take away my focus, take away my time. So if you're able to donate, that would very much help me and very much help my cause here in Haiti. Hi, my name is Mark Williams, and I'm all about vitamin B12 injections because it's worth a shot. Now, I had a severe vitamin B12 deficiency. I had neuropathy, I had nerve damage to the point where I was almost in a wheelchair and I really thought I was gonna die. So today what I wanna do is I wanna read off testimonies of people with all the different symptoms and types and all of that. I wanna encourage you guys with whatever you might be going through. So there's hope. I know we can heal, I know we can get better, and these people are proof of that, as myself very much included. So here we go. Isaac says, I was diagnosed with moderate to severe polyneuropathy 3.5 years ago and was vitamin B12 deficient. My ankles, feet, hands, and fingers were swollen, numb, and painful. Soon after, I discovered these vitamin B12 injections and my pain started to subside almost immediately. It is exceptional. Cheryl says, I've had cancer and have issues with hair and skin after treatments. I use the vitamin B12 shots and they have helped so much. I've tried other companies, but they come and go and quality is iffy at best. Love, 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 love you guys. Wade says, I have been using the vitamin B12 injections for months and my energy and metabolism has increased tenfold. I just started some of the nutrients, so I can't wait for the results with that as well. Jeannie says, not to be confused with the blue Aladdin character, I have used a few rounds of B12-BU's methylcobalamin vitamin B12 injections in the past, and I was amazed at how much of a difference I felt within an hour of each dose. My energy was through the roof, which in turn helped me with my stamina, and intensity. I like how I said stamina. And intensity when working out. I would highly recommend the methylcobalamin vitamin B12 to anyone that has been struggling with low energy and looking to take your training to the next level. It has also helped me in a way that I wasn't expecting. My hair was thicker. Come to find out, hair loss can be a symptom of a vitamin B12 deficiency. Sonia says, the doctor discovered that I had been with the vitamin B12 deficiency for a long time. He advised me to take vitamin B12 injections and to get my previous health back. Incredible. It nicely worked. It didn't work nicely, it nicely worked. Within a few weeks, I started to feel well. Before taking vitamin B12 shots, everything was going worse day by day. Mark tells us that I am on a gluten-free diet. As I found out, I am celiac gluten intolerant, which can apparently contribute to the loss of ability to absorb vitamin B12 through the gut. Vitamin B12 shots saved me. Jim says, after being diagnosed with pernicious anemia, my doctor recommended vitamin B12 injections. Since taking these vitamin B12 injections, I have noticed a huge difference in how I feel, and my labs have been terrific. Scotty says, I have been using this product for a year. My vitamin B12 went from 180 to 1200. It's a great product and I love it. My doctor is also thrilled with the results. Terry says, I have MS, multiple sclerosis, and I can feel the difference that vitamin B12 shots make. Thank you so much. Becky says, I take vitamin B12 injections regularly as I seem to no longer absorb it well from food. This is the best vitamin B12 supplement I have ever used and I've tried many. I will continue to use it because the results are worth it. Gregory G. I was diagnosed with low vitamin B12 and despite taking sublinguals, it wasn't until I tried vitamin B12 injections that my symptoms went away and I felt like myself again. Thanks! Exclamation point. Alright, Ron has a story for us. Here we go. I had been suffering from IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, for about 12 months. I had seen 4 different doctors and had many types of tests, including looking at my upper and lower GI with cameras. The doctors basically told me that they could only treat my symptoms with pain pills. They do not know why some people get IBS. I will not go into telling you about the many symptoms that I had, except to say physically, I was a wreck. I was fortunate enough to be mentally okay and spent what little energy I had online looking for a reason. After reading about different ailments that were being treated with vitamin B12, I decided to start taking some oral vitamin B12, but this did not work. Then I read that vitamin B12 cannot be properly digested if you have conditions related to low vitamin B12. A catch-22. So I found B12BU and ordered the methylcobalamin vitamin B12. Within 2 hours of my first injection, I had relief. No, I had total relief. This was to me at that time crazy. Over a year of suffering, and now I had hope. It has been almost 2 years since my first injection. I eat well now, exercise, and take my vitamin B12 injections. I have lost 70 pounds now. I'm a very strong, healthy, 60-year-old man. I keep a healthy outlook on life because of being healthy. Thank you, Ron. Karen, I have used the vitamin B12 injections and it was amazing. I had increased energy and felt much better than before. Jerry, since I have started my vitamin B12 injections, things have been a major improvement with my general overall being. This is the best thing I could have done, thanks to your support in getting me back on track. Tammy, I have tried every diet out there. I lost 50 pounds and now I eat right and work out faithfully. The vitamin B12 injections was the additional boost I needed to take off the extra pounds and maintain my ideal weight. Thank you. Brittany, as a nurse, I've always tried to be healthy. I've never had an issue with these injections. This product truly works. Vitamin B12 injections are my favorite. Thank you so much for keeping me healthy. Marissa, for years I struggled with holding on to weight and never feeling right. I was tired all the time. On the inside, I was screaming to run and jump, but my body was not fully fueled. I attributed this to the birth of my first daughter 5 years ago and decided that this was the tiredness that I would become used to as a mom. I then developed more severe symptoms of anemia and vitamin B12 deficiency that I found runs in families of Northern European descent. This was a major wake-up call for me. Anemia made me feel fatigued, dizzy, with tingling in my feet and head rushes. My anemia was caused from the blood loss during childbirth. My body was never able to fully recover and I realized that I needed a boost. I knew that B12 helped boost my energy and mood, but it is also needed to restore blood cells for the function of the brain and nervous system. I researched vitamin B12 injections and found that they are the most effective way to get this vitamin into your system. I found that at the doctor's I would be paying $40 for one shot, plus driving there twice a week. I wanted a reputable company and felt safe ordering from B12BU. I used to be afraid of needles, but once giving myself a shot, I realized that done right, you don't even feel it. Not only do I feel great, but I've also lost 25 pounds. My body feels amazing. All of the years that I spent feeling fatigued made me want to tell moms that they don't have to feel that way. Thank you, vitamin B12 injections, for helping me restore what my body lost and for helping make my body better. Jeffrey says, vitamin B12 injections really helped me with my depression. It's helped me a lot. It's actually helped me more than depression medication, SSRIs. Coralie says, I started reading about the benefits of vitamin B12. I thought it'd be something good to try. I've noticed that I'm much more alert for a greater portion of the day, and I'm not suffering the afternoon slump. Alright, Tessa says, I lacked the intrinsic factor to absorb vitamin B12 from food since I was in my 30s. I was diagnosed with breast cancer 2 times, and now I'm age 55. I increasingly find that I am dependent on vitamin B12 for energy, mood, and weight maintenance. I can tell when my levels are low without a calendar, as this usually occurs about 3 to 5 days before the end of the month when I am due for my shot. Connie says, I feel more energetic and I can focus more during the first 2 weeks after my vitamin B12 injections. Brooke, I was on vitamin B12 injections years ago and I felt good. My workmates even mentioned how I was different. I have a thyroid problem and I have started my vitamin B12 injections again. I'm feeling great. The vitamin B12 injections help 100%. Cassie, I am on the shots for vitamin B12 and it works like a charm because I first noticed my feet burn like someone put a match under my feet and lit it. But since I've got the shots, my feet been doing better. Helps so much, I will probably have this shot the rest of my life. I had issues, this is Jerry, I had issues with my health, so after consulting with my doctor, I am taking vitamin B12 injections. Now I'm feeling amazing. Lori, I have been using vitamin B12 injections for close to 20 years. I suffer from thyroid problems and am currently treating with pills. I also have goiter, fibromyalgia, RHA, osteo, being tested for lupus, which is almost a yes for sure, panic disorder, which is chronic, and several other minor things. I use 1500 cc of vitamin B12. This aids in pain relief as well as a mood enhancer and also puts you down when you're too highly strung. It also keeps your skin so pretty. I go weeks sometimes when I forget to take it and my body screams, please get me the vitamin B12. It seems to help your nervous system and pain so much. I take this to ease some parts of pain for what it works on. When the weather is nice, 1000 cc a month. It seems to be keeping me normal. I love it. Zane, it makes me feel younger. Esther, I had a partial thyroidectomy in 2016 and then a complete thyroidectomy in 2017. Since then, I struggle to daily have energy just to get out of bed. I've tried everything, but since getting on vitamin B12 shots, I'm feeling back to myself again. Thank you very much. Risa, as a nearly octogenarian, I wondered how much I might improve my overall health, energy, and vigor. I searched the internet and discovered that vitamin B12 might be the answer. After seeing the testimony, I decided to try it. The result has been fantastic. I have experienced tremendous improvement in clarity and marked improvement in my energy level. Highly recommended should you all want to improve your overall level of health. Bonnie, it's been a month and I'm feeling more energetic and my down mood has been lifted. I now swim laps in my local pool 3 times a week and participate in group fitness classes. I realized I'd forgotten what it feels like to actually feel good and enjoy life. Kevin, I have Crohn's disease, so I don't think I absorb supplements or nutrients very well. In the past, I had tried sublingual vitamin B12 and it worked a little, but now that I'm on vitamin B12 injections, it works like a charm. Kate, I wish I had started the vitamin B12 injections when I first noticed the neuropathy. Better late than never. If you have a vitamin B12 deficiency, give it a shot. Pun intended. Kate B, that's what I'm talking about. I love me some puns, let's go. Jonathan, one of the select few products that lives up to its benefits. After a week of doing vitamin B12 shots, I began to sleep better, longer, and feel like a new person. My mental fog decreased, allowing me to get my day started. I highly recommend this product for anyone experiencing constant fatigue and the feeling of being mentally drained. James says, B12 has really helped with my CIDP. CIDP, chronic inflammatory demyelinating polyneuropathy. Bam, talk about that for mental clarity, to remember what CIDP means from 4 years ago when I thought I had it. Let's go. James, I'm very glad that's helping you. Nathan, I wasn't sure if I had ALS or MS, multiple sclerosis, or GBS, or Lyme disease, etc. Come to find out, it was a vitamin B12 deficiency all along. How simple of a fix. These vitamin B12 injections healed me fast. And there you have it. There are a lot of vitamin B12 injection testimonies that show just like the different symptoms that people can be experiencing, but they can all heal from, or definitely improve from. So if you have a vitamin B12 deficiency and you're on supplements, you're on injections, and you have a story where you're improving your health, please share it with us. Please comment in the section below, in the comment section below, or send me a video. I'd love to just share that publicly, just to encourage the community to create an ecosystem where we're all helping each other to get fully healed. Every single person that comes across this channel, I want them to get fully healed, fully restored, so they can get back to the life that they are meant to live their purpose.